Welcome to Manifest Podcast. We are in our newest 12-week series where we're integrating ChatGPT and manifesting using metaphysics. And today we're going to be talking about perspective shifts and the importance of really taking on seeing things newly, particularly when we are taking on something new in life and we get confronted, we hit the roadblocks on things that are stopping us. We want to do the things. We want to have these powerful lives where we are abundant and we actually get results. But then sometimes it can be really challenging. And so, how can we push through those challenging times? Perspective shifts is one of the key ways that we can, what we would say, release the disempowering moments and get back to empowerment. And so today we're going to be using ChatGPT to help us navigate, find something new so that we can really release what it is we're dealing with. So let's begin. So let's talk about the fact that when we start off with life and manifesting something, we start with some idea. It's like, oh, this is really exciting. I'd love to, and then you fill in the blanks. Oftentimes it's, new fitness regime, abundance, making more money, having a new career. The list goes on, and it's for everyone. It could be the most beautiful garden. It could be living off grid. It could be buying a second home. Like everybody has what it is that lights them up. It could be just feeling peaceful in my own home. Like the range is endless. And when we set intentions on that, essentially we can say in that moment, because it's new, it's fresh, and it's exciting, we're super lit up. We're empowered. We have momentum at our back. We're like ready to rock and roll. This is what happens, I find, when we talk about January 1st and New Year's resolutions. There's this sense of like fresh perspective. We have a line in the sand. It's a new year. Let's begin fresh. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. With that energy and that conversation around us of new, there is something palpable about that. And that's great. And declaring what it is we want in those moments, we can sit inside of like what bubbles up to the surface, like what is on the top of your mind on what it is you would want. If you could have anything happen at the end of the year and it was 100% sure, what would be the thing? Like just what would be that thing for you? As soon as it pops up, there's an energy there, that excitement and that yes, I want that. So we have that feeling, this momentum, and like, yes, I can do it. And then fast forward, let's say February, sometimes the momentum wears off. Sometimes we give it all we got and we fall short. And usually we can trace back to something happened. And that something is in that moment, we made something mean something. We had a thought and or a feeling, and that thought or feeling was the thing we believed to be true, and that was it. And so we can trace back to that moment. And so it's not about looking at it as something's wrong or we failed. No. In metaphysics, it really is all about the journey, the unveiling of what's almost subconscious, what's running the show that we don't even know. It's this blind spot. It's invisible to us. We don't even know it. It operates us. That subconscious part of us that we don't even notice is sometimes adding thoughts, adding feelings, and then we believe it to be true. So when we slow down and start to look at our journey as a full-fledged journey, like meaning I'm going to take this to the end and I will not give up until I succeed, that kind of feeling, we then can sit inside of these difficult moments where we can then look at those moments where things got sticky, and start to just give ourselves some grace and compassion to examine like what happened. And when we can peel that apart and really look at the situation from a compassionate place, we can reveal powerful things that's at play here. Stuff from our past, belief systems that we don't even know are running us. It's just, well, this is just what life looks like. This is just how life is. Well, whoa. Maybe not. What if life doesn't have to be that way? What if we got that story from, I don't know, our family members? What if we didn't even actually believe it? Like, there's a whole beautiful world here when we can just sit in with compassion and grace, and a way to be able to say, okay, so this is the breakdown. How can I use this in a way to learn from this? Oftentimes we say it's like peeling an onion. It's like, oh my gosh, I never saw it that way. And now I can peel the onion, and now we're back into new, fresh perspective and the ability to start again. Often I talk about weight loss world because it's something that I'm passionate about, and I love supporting people in the world of really the journey itself. And more often, the meaning we add to situations, like I was saying, for example, we're doing great, and then all of a sudden we have to go for dinner, or we have to go for drinks with people. And it's like there's a smorgasbord of food, and it's like, oh no, now I don't have control anymore. Or I don't want to like eat that kind of food in front of you. Like, it could be anything, right? Or you're working towards a goal, and then like it could be running or walking, and all of a sudden it's raining outside, and it's like there's no way I'm not going to do it. Or magically you get sick. Like, these are circumstances that happen, and it's like in those moments we made a decision where it's like, well, that didn't go that way, so might as well give up, stop, try another time. But this is where it's like, hold on a second here. What if we take time and actually work through this, either through reflection, like looking back and going, good question, what did stop me before? And then examining it and giving ourselves that space and time to just be with it. This is where ChatGPT can be really great, because I look at ChatGPT as got this immense background of content that it can draw from and help share with us these different ways. So, for example, all the universal laws that are applied to metaphysics, law of attraction, cause and effect, they're all there as a way to be able to see a situation from a different perspective. Imagine looking at life through the lens of the universe has my back. Like, no matter what, everything is working out for me. These are two very powerful terms that are steeped in metaphysics. You hear it all the time. But what does it actually mean? Well, what it is an actual opportunity to reframe situations and being able to take something where we're feeling disempowered, and it allows us to inject some trust that maybe there's a bigger purpose here. Now, adding trust into our situation might be just the thing we need to be able to let go that maybe we're looking at it like something's really wrong here. Adding trust, adding faith, adding the fact that the universe is supporting us, and that this situation that I once thought was wrong and shouldn't be, I can then reframe it into, hold on a second here. How can this support me? Someone being laid off at a job is devastating, but at the same time, that might give them all the time they need to spend time with their parents or their children, or being able to get back into nature and focus on themselves for a while. Like, those are all incredible gifts that the universe is providing if we can see it that way. So let's look at using ChatGPT. How can we use it to integrate in those critical moments where we're really perhaps stuck in seeing a situation a certain way. I'm going to pause my camera and I'm going to get set up with prompts that I've been using to be able to help shift perspective. So, like I said, ChatGPT has at its fingertips imagining all the information. If I want to use ChatGPT to pull in content from, let's say, universal laws, I could prompt it to say, here's my situation, and show me how I can view this situation newly using universal laws. So I'm going to prompt and show you exactly what it would give me if I prompted to have me see a situation using universal laws. What I love about this is not only are we getting just one universal law, we're getting a bunch of them. And so as we read them, what we're taking in is what's resonating, what's fitting. Ultimately, what we're looking for is how can we shift our perspective? Now, here's a fun one. So that's great. It's universal laws. But what if we wanted to help us in a different tone? So here's a prompt where we can ask it to, so here we are having a hard time staying motivated with my workout plan. Can you talk to me like Tony Robbins to help motivate me? And now let's see, it's a whole different space and tone in which we can take on a perspective. And it doesn't end here. We got the Tony Robbins. Now, what if we asked ChatGPT to give us a song? Help me stay motivated with the style of the singer Adele, a song that will help motivate me with my workouts and healthy living. It's called Rise Again. I've been down on my knees, fighting shadows in the dark, but I'm learning to breathe, building strength from my scars. Every step I take feels like I'm breaking free. With every mile I awake, closer to who I'm meant to be. So I lift my head up high through the sweat and the tears. I'm stronger every time I try. I'll make it through the fears. I'll rise again. I won't be held back. My heart, it's got the strength to fight through all of that. With every breath I'm taking in, I'll rise again. I'll rise again. From the ashes, I'll begin. In this moment, I'll rise again. And it continues. It's amazing being able to provide different perspectives, some lightheartedness and some motivation. We can ask it to be a drill sergeant. We can ask us to talk to us as if they were a counselor, a therapist. We can ask it to prompt us some really heartfelt prompts to allow us to journal through these moments. What I love about ChatGPT is it can continue on asking questions to help clarify and get to the source of it. There's just it's this beautiful back and forth. So from the lightheartedness of Tony Robbins to the singing and voice of Adele to utilizing the universal laws, it's all there and more. Who are the people that motivate you and light you up? Deepak Chopra, Ayurvedic principles, yogic principles. We have so much as a place to draw from. All we have to do is just bring it in and ask. Love to hear from you, to be able to hear like how is using this allowing you to see that this is a great tool that we can use whenever we need it. One last thing that I love about ChatGPT is, again, being able to utilize all the resources at its fingertips. If there's a specific book that you've read, an author that you enjoy, a poet that you like, an artist that you love, anything is out there as a perspective ability. So if there's a book that you love and you appreciate the context of it, you can actually ask ChatGPT to take reference from that book and your situation and have it show you newly a different perspective based on what the book is talking about. It's profound the level at which we can utilize information, but to really assist us in our day-to-day lives. So with that, have an amazing week, being able to try on different ways and seeing what fits and what doesn't. Have a great week.